So my first plant was actually this one right over here. I will say first three. This was one of the first ones that I got from my ex-husband's mom. Actually, she thought that it would be nice for us to have some plants. So she had given us 4 of them, but I killed one. And then I have these 2 over here that she had also given to us. Just this year, I noticed that on the leaves, they started to turn kind of a hot pink purple color. And it just makes me happy. And so this guy here, he was a Christmas tree. I had waited too late to get a Christmas tree about 3 years ago. And I didn't really want one that I would have to throw away too. And so I ended up with this guy, and he was just a little tiny thing. Dressed him up and kept him around, and he's still going. I put him outside a few times. I don't know that he liked it as much as he does in here. So we keep him in here now. Yeah, he's been through 3 Christmases with me. And eventually, someday, he'll go in the ground, but until I have a more permanent residence, of course. He's just going to stay in here. When I'm feeling emotional, I want to spend money, but I don't want to spend a lot of money because I'm trying to save money. So I would end up going to Walmart and rescuing plants. And that was, well, all of these are pretty much like rescue plants, like you're going to the Humane Society for plants. In the morning, the sun will come through these lights in the background, and it illuminates everything and makes this really beautiful light around it. And I think that's what makes them thrive so much right here. This one and this one up here are both the same plant, and it started as like a little wee baby plant, and then it was really the easiest plant to grow as one of my first ones besides the 3 that were given to me. This was kind of my first attempt at growing something. The whole process of bringing living things into the house and then finding out who you are through these things, because the plants suffer when I'm suffering, and when I can't get my life together and I'm neglecting things in that self-care parts of my life, my plants dry out. And that's the thing that kind of brings me back home again too, is looking around at the plants and going, they all need to be watered. They're all kind of dying. I need to slow down, take a minute, do a little yoga, and come back to earth, because we get so caught up in everything in society. It's really hard to decompress. And so I've tried to make this place into a sanctuary. I have a little story about this guy up here. So this guy is not meant to be in the Pacific Northwest whatsoever. He's a Crepe Myrtle. And I had ordered him because I had had a dream where there's this big, magnificent tree, and it looked like a lilac met a rhododendron and had a baby. And so it was the Crepe Myrtle, I come to find out. And they do a breeding down in Oregon, so it's a little hardier for our type of environment. So I bought this, I bought this 2 years ago, and it's been tough. It's been really hard to keep alive. It does the best under the bright light. But I call it's like my little tree of life right there. So over here, inside the owl are the ashes of somebody that we had lost. And every year on the date of his passing, I take a little bit out and I put it onto the Crepe Myrtle as kind of a way of it's his tree and remembering him. And actually that day is today. It makes me feel better. And when that tree starts to suffer again, I know that it's time for me to do a little bit of self-care, and because I can't let it die, which is a weird thing to say. I guess there's a bit of control in there that I would really love to see it bloom someday and see all the bright pink flowers that are supposed to come off of it. Yeah. Living in town and not having really a yard to be able to go out into, I really missed the wind chime sound, so I hung them up in here so I could make it again like this is also my yard.
How does having plants impact your life?
God, I can't imagine not having them. It brings me peace. I think that your house should be your peace. That one place that you can go just to be. And they've kind of become a part of me, I guess. They just make me happy. It's almost unexplainable. It could be 1 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden I need to feed my plants. I gotta do some care. And I'm out here and I'm watering them and loving them, and we listen to music together. It's like having friends, which sounds really sad. I have friends, but this is different. I really like nature. I like being outside. I like breathing in all that fresh air. And so I guess it's kind of a way of bringing that out in. So I'm looking for a word and I can't think of what it is. You like embed yourself in something. Like, I don't feel like the plants are part of my environment. I feel like I'm a part of the plant's environment.